All right, so in that last video, we stopped at number 9. Okay, right now we're going to pick it up with number 10. All right, so again, number 10, it looks awful similar to number 14. I'm sorry, number 4. All right, number 4 is the metamorphic version of number 10. All right, so when we take number 10 and we squish it and squeeze it and heat it up, this is what we end up with. All right, so let's keep that in mind. All right, so number 10, obviously lots of crystals, no layers here, just looks like a big chunk of a rock, right? And crystals are in random orders, no layers, so we know this is going to be an igneous rock. And it's mostly light colored, all right? Got a lot of pink there, and pink we would consider light, all right? So it is light, and I'm going to go ahead, put a folder down here, a dark folder. And we're gonna see if we can scratch glass with this. Hopefully it'll be a little bit easier for you guys to see. Let's see if I can scratch glass. All right, you can see what it left right there. All right, so rock number 10 was able to scratch glass. That's because of the minerals in this rock, the main one being feldspar. That's the pink one. Feldspar is harder than glass, so feldspar will scratch glass if it is rubbed against glass. So number 10 scratches glass. And I will say also, these crystals are pretty large. All right, they're easy to see. You don't need a microscope or magnifying glass or anything. They're just easy to see. So we would call this one coarse-grained. Coarse-grained crystals. So what rock must number 10 be? Okay, number 11. Number 11, first thing I notice, no crystals. Just kind of dull looking. There's no layers, but I can see a lot of bubbles in there, right? We would call that vesicular. It's a vesicular rock. And if we have holes in a rock, we know that this must be an igneous rock. Igneous rocks have holes in them. They have gas bubbles in them. So this is going to be an igneous rock. Question is, which one? All right. And I'm going to go ahead and say this is a pretty dark rock, right? It's not quite black, but it seems like it's kind of approaching that territory of becoming black. It's a really dark red. And as I feel this, it kind of feels sharp, and we probably consider this to be glassy. Although it doesn't look like glass, it kind of feels sharp like glass would, all right? So we're gonna call this guy glassy. What does that make rock number 11? Okay, number 12. Number 12, again, we look at it, no crystals, no sparkles, none of that. And if I feel it, it just feels like sand that got stuck together, okay? Got compacted together. So we know that this must be a sedimentary rock, right? No crystals, had a bunch of sand that got stuck together, fragments of other rocks getting stuck together. That would be sedimentary. Light colored. And let's go ahead, let's see if it can scratch glass, because we know, okay, just to make sure that this is sand, we know that sand is made of the mineral quartz, and quartz is a mineral that scratches glass. So if there's quartz in this rock, like there should be, were this to be made of sand, this would scratch glass. So let's see. You guys can see that pretty clear. This thing left a pretty big dent in there, okay? So rock number 12 was in fact able to scratch glass. And as I try to do this, let me get a piece of paper here. And let's just check if we can scratch sand off of this guy. Give me a second here. All right, you can see that right there. As I feel that, that just feels like sand. I feel like I'm at a beach, all right? So we were able to scratch sand off of number 12. So what rock must number 12 be? Okay. On to 13. Number 13. Again, there are no crystals. There's no layers. You might be able to notice that there's some air bubbles in there. Okay, it's vesicular, so we know this has to be an igneous rock. No crystals, no layers, but there are holes in them. Holes in it, okay? It's also pretty darn heavy too. right? You wouldn't think that for something with a bunch of holes in it, but this is pretty dense. And it's also dark. All right, definitely dark. Few light spots, but really it's pretty dark. What would that make rock number 13? And then this guy, this is pretty, I mean, straightforward, I think. Some of you might not even need to go through the different characteristics of this rock to know what it is. Really, no crystals, no layers. Looks like black glass. That should be the key giveaway. Looks like black glass. What would that make rock 14? Right? And then last one is rock number 18. Quick hint, rock number 18 came from rock number 12. We took rock number 12, we cooked it up, heated it up, squished it, squeezed it, exposed it to a bunch of pressure, and then we ended up with 18. All right? So these are, you know, related to each other. So for some things I'm noticing about rock 18, no crystals, no layers, no bubbles. Let's see if maybe we can see if we can scratch some sand off this guy. All right, so I told you that this rock came from this guy. We were able to scratch sand off of 12. Let's see if we can scratch sand off of 18. We're not able to, all right? The reason is this rock is super stinking hard. It's been compressed and heated up and squeezed, and it's caused all of those sand particles that in rock number 12 to just kind of just, I don't want to say melt away, but it squished them super tight to where those sand particles don't want to come off, all right? So we'll say sand cannot be scratched off, but let's go ahead and we're gonna see if it can scratch glass again. All right, because again, if this rock is made of sand, which is made of quartz, this should be able to scratch glass. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this one scratched glass pretty easy, so it is a hard rock, and it's also light colored rock. Light colored. So what does that make rock number 18? All right? Whoa, that was loud. Okay. So that's all I got for you guys. Let's go ahead. Let's name each of these 13 rocks, and good luck. Thanks.